Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Corelli. This is episode 373 of my Cat Vibe series. Today we're back to the regular painting. This time I'm painting the cover art for the Sun City song and single, which just came out on February 22nd. And of course, before we go any further, I want to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching me on YouTube and enable all notifications. It will help me a lot. Enable all notifications, otherwise YouTube won't tell you that I've actually published a video. So I gotta say that this time around it was relatively easy to paint this one, even though I was kind of intimidated by it in the beginning, but I was trying to be kind of fast and loose with this one because I realized that if I allow myself to get bogged down in the details, it would just not pan out well. I was going mostly for the feel, mostly for the vibe. It's a Sun City. Right? The title of the track is Sun City. And the name of the painting is Sun City Into the Streets. So it has to be all sunny and beautiful, and I love the sight of warm sunshine beaming down a street like this. I find it very cozy. I grew up in a city, in a big city, and in the center of a big city. I grew up in the center of Moscow, actually. Roughly 10 minutes away from Kremlin. So I spent most of my life there until I moved out. And then I was all over the place. But cities, I guess that's something, buildings and the warmth of the buildings and especially old kind of beaten up, pavement. And old architecture with those weird, irregular shaped windows and balconies and that kind of thing. I love it. It's a vibe. And realistically, though, I knew that I'm not going to go into a whole ton of details. So I wanted to simplify everything that I could simplify and keep it as impressionistic as I possibly could. Or should I say, as post-impressionistic as I post-impressionistically could. Yeah. I simplified the girl herself and tried to go for a more basic but more expressive kind of feel. Didn't want to overcomplicate her pose. I want to keep her face relatively simple as well. You see what I'm doing here. And I also try to avoid overcomplicating things like her anatomy and her fingers and all of this. Because I find myself, every time that I find myself bogged down in those details, I royally screw up, I think. Or at least I used to royally screw up every time. Of course, there is always something to work on. There's always areas where I can improve, and I'm constantly trying to work on improving my skills. But when I'm working on a painting, I know that I'm not going to spend 2 years painting that painting. I'm going to get on it. I'm going to paint through it. And then I'm going to set it aside, and it's going to be a finished painting. And then next time, I will pick up a new canvas, and then I'll start painting a new painting, and it will have its own set of challenges, and I will try to do better than I did last time. That's kind of the point. But I'm not the kind of person who will just sit on the same painting for months, and I just can't. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that approach, but it's just not me. Overall, I think painting this one was fun. It wasn't as challenging as I thought it would be. And it was definitely a breeze compared to the next one. The next one was a lot more difficult. We'll get there, but the next one was really freaking difficult. I felt that I've bitten into more than I can chew, but managed to pull it off. This one felt like a vacation, really. I've already done the cover art painting for Cool Blue Shadows and Rose Water. That's the next cover, that's the next single. The 7th single from the Sun City album, which will come out on March 19th. A dear friend of mine asked me to move the release date a couple of days back because she has a birthday on March 19th, and so I promised I'll do this. So the painting, the cover art painting, is already done. I just recorded vocals yesterday for this 7th single. And we're approaching the middle of the album at this point. It's still pretty far away from the end of the album. Still lots to go through. This spring, I will have to embark on a series of horse-related paintings, and that is because in the end of May, I'm going to have a show at Lexington. I'm going to be in a show in Lexington, and it will be an opportunity for me to present my work. And so, because, it's Kentucky, and because it has to have to do with horses, very soon you will see a whole lot of horse paintings showing up. Panels. I'm currently getting these panels ready to go. Gessoing them, gluing them, and it takes some time. And meanwhile, while I'm prepping these panels, I am very quickly trying to paint a lot of things before jumping on that series, which I kind of have to paint very quickly in a very short period of time, roughly like in 1 to 1.5 months, throughout March into mid-April, because I also have to allow time for the oils to dry, at least minimal time. I think very soon I will just go ahead and paint the next the painting for the next single, for the 8th single, called The Reaper. It looks like I'm going to have a very, very busy spring. I kind of like it this way. Lots of things to paint. Lots of challenges. I'm very excited about this. I am all revved up. It doesn't scare me. I just know that I don't have a way to back out of it. So it's kind of, I love it. I love it when things are this way. When it's just challenge after challenge after challenge. And it's not a competition. That's not the point. It's just that, I like to sign up for something and then to just keep going, because now I'm challenged to actually follow through. It's a wonderful thing, I think. And it keeps me mobilized. And I'd say that I don't lack motivation. I have motivation every day. I see occasionally posts from other artists, artist coaches, like, you have to put yourself in a position so that you feel motivated every day to, step up to the easel, pick up the brush and paint and, start painting. I don't have this at all. I don't understand this. I don't need this because I want to paint every day. I have to do it. That's like, otherwise my day is incomplete. I need to paint. But it adds some spice when I'm also motivated because there is a challenge, and that, well, there's the finished painting. There we go. hanging on my wall currently, will be eventually framed, and eventually it will show up in my Etsy store. Eventually. Thank you for watching, and until next time, ciao.